So you rolled your ankle and you're like, screw it, I want to get back into the game. But you forgot your brace at home. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to tape up your ankle so you can get back into the game right away. Start with the anchors.
Does it matter how high you go? Like for mine, it doesn't need to be that high, right? Because it's a low ankle sprain.
It's just easier to kind of fixate it afterwards. If you have too low, then it's...
Yeah. So we kind of just go for
yeah, exactly. So pull your ankle up for me, because you rolled this side, you want a slight kind of eversion when you're taping it.
Right.
And usually people, when they tape it whichever way, but if you think about what you want to prevent, you want to prevent an inward rotation, right? Mm-hmm. So you start from inside, pulling it outward, so the tension pulls it out this way. So what you want to do, usually I do 2 to 3 stirrups, and the first one will be right down the middle. And just go up here, just rip that off. And you can start with pre-tape if you want to. Sometimes it's a little bit easier just to rip the strips off yourself.
Okay.
And just have them ready on the side instead of having to rip it halfway through.
Sure.
Otherwise, it gets a bit annoying if you can't rip it well enough on your own. And then for like the second and third strips, what I'd like to do is either come halfway on top or halfway behind it. That way it's not completely the same spot. Right. And you just come around. This one, I probably go behind it slightly. And the third one, I just go slightly behind it or something, just so that it looks more like a fan, rather than just like all sitting on top of each other.
Right.
And coming up, going forward a little bit. So that's just the most basic. I mean, you can anchor that off, and that should be like giving you some basic support.
Yeah.
But if you want to get a little bit fancier with it, a little bit more support, you can do a figure 6, which is just starting on the inside, going out. This one's a little bit more over top of the ligament, so you come, instead of coming straight up this way, you come bring it into a letter 6 or number 6, I guess. Coming across again. Try not to pull it too tight across that, so you cut into the tendon a bit. So you want to avoid that. Again, you can do a couple of those as well. Again, it all depends on how much support you want. For you, probably can just do a couple of stirrups and a couple of figure 6s, and you should be good to go.
Cool.
Like that. But again, if you need a little bit more support, you can do coming in across. And coming across like this as well. Yeah, I mean, there's no real right way to do it, but as long as you're kind of targeting that spot and getting across it and really just protecting that ankle. Like even that, if you were to anchor that should be like enough support for what our purpose is here, right?
When you say anchor that, what do you mean by that?
So anchor that, just like finish it.
Finish it.
Yeah, exactly. So like even that should be enough to kind of support that. You can also do like a heel lock if you had like an ankle underneath ankle sprain. So you can, I don't remember how to do this in a while. Underneath, come around the heel, so that heel, locking the heel, just come that across, bring that across, like that, finish that on top. So that's gonna kind of lock the heel in, so it prevents like that subtalar or the underneath ankle sprain here. Okay. So sometimes you want to prevent too much shifting through that joint underneath this top part of the ankle. So you can do that on either side as well, so you can do another one over here. And then at the end, you just want to wrap that up again. So again, if you have all these strips beforehand, a little bit easier to do sometimes when you're just doing it yourself. So even that, just like a couple of stirrups, a couple of figure 6s, right? And then if you want, you can do a heel lock. And then now what you want to do at the end is you want to make sure the tape doesn't cut into the skin. I mean, all you do is just take a few strips, come across, just gently coming across all the windows to prevent like the edges of the tape cutting into your skin.
Gotcha.
But anywhere, like especially like close to the back of the heel there. Yeah. So just taking a few strips to kind of cover it up and close the windows off. Well, otherwise, it might dig into your skin, especially if you're moving and walking or playing on the field. Just across like that.
That feels way better than when I taped it on my own.
Yeah, it's hard, man, doing it on your own.
It really is.
You have to like maneuver your arms and your hand and everything around, right?
Yeah.
One more cross there. So yeah, that's probably like a super basic job.
Yeah.
So a couple of stirrups, just like a U shape, a couple of 6s. I mean, that should be enough. You can do an 8 if you want to around, and a heel lock, but that should be pretty solid.
Yeah, feels good.
How's that feel? So that should prevent that inward motion there, right?
Yeah.
And of course, once you're finished taping, make sure you check your capillary refill. So pressing down on the nail bed, releasing the pressure, and you should see that the blood refills back into that nail bed within a couple of seconds. All right, guys, so there you have it. Simple ankle taping job. And if you like that, check this video out over here because I teach you how to tape your own thumb.